Are you ready?
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, Tool to Play presents Still Got Game with Derek D. Smooth Nolan and Joel Dude I Rock Albert.
This episode of Still Got Game is brought to you by ThinkGeek and the Craft Beer Club. Hey now! Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. Still Got Game, episode 318. Still Got Game is the official podcast of tooltoplay.com. I am, as always, Derek D. Smooth Nolan.
And I am Joel Dude I Rock Albert.
What is going on, Joel Dude I Rock Albert? My friend.
Not much. Tons of games coming out.
Oh, I know.
Lots
my
of
God.
games coming.
The next month or two is absolutely batshit insane. And
Did you see my tweet this morning? I was thinking about it on the way to work. And I was like, man, it's really awesome that these games are coming out. But at the same time, I'm like, it's too much. I miss the days when it was one, maybe two games.
Yeah.
Now it's like, I don't even know. We were talking about this, like, Warcraft, we're kind of like, our team is sort of like, we're kind of done playing. And I've been saying that to you guys as well. Like, what are we going to play? Like, what's our next MMO? What do we want to do after this? And it's like, oh, well, Guild Wars they're doing their expansion. We really loved it before. That could be amazing. They're going to have a rating this time around. WildStar is getting their shit together, going free to play, changing the whole dynamic there. Star Wars is doing a whole new expansion again. It's going to be out in October. It's like, fuck, man. I don't know when I'm going to play this. I come home from vacation. By the way, I'm gone next week. Come home from vacation. Destiny comes out with their new shit. I got to play that. Yep. So it's rough, dude. I don't know. It's like, it's weird to be in a situation where I'm complaining that there's no pair. I can't. Where are my friends? They're all in other video games.
Nobody staggers anymore either.
No one staggers.
Everything's like, oh, well, if we want to hit the Christmas rush, we got to go September. And
yeah.
September's like the new go-to. Maybe the first 2 weeks in October. But that is the time frame now where you're like, that's the Christmas rush. You got to go September, October, and that gets your game out there. It gets enough buzz, too, going into the Christmas season where if you don't have it, then it's your pickup. And if it wasn't, then you already picked it up. And those companies win either way. So, yeah, it's going to be a crazy fucking month or two here. It's absolutely nuts.
Brutal.
All right. Well, why don't we just hop into the show proper, Jay? And we'll start off with feedback from last week's show. Remember, if anyone leaves a voicemail, it will cut you off after a minute. Rachel comments, thanks for focusing on my ascension into super fandom last week. The more I listen to you guys, the more I love the show. Keep up the amazing work.
Appreciate those comments.
Yeah, Rachel.
Heartfelt. To the core it goes. Yeah.
You are a super fan, Rachel. Your ascending is done. You have ascended.
Yeah, you're top. Yes. Top tier. Tier.
Yep. Better than all the rest of our listeners and viewers. Yeah. Sorry, guys. She's probably been listening like 2 weeks, 3 weeks.
She's never going to listen again. Like it was like the one show and she's like, I'm done.
Yeah. Well, she was a commenter from last week when she was talking about she was becoming a super fan, and now she is I would say achieved that goal.
Yeah, 2 shows in, she's top. That's all it takes.
Yeah, really, just
2 shows
put in the effort. Seldom 007 used to be a super fan. Seldom 007 asks, when's the last time I fucking said that? Like 2 years ago, Seldom. Fucking step up your shit, bro.
Agreed.
Fucking call in, 773-527-2961. Don't even email us at podcast@tooltoplay.com. Just fucking step up and put your shit in there. I don't care if you sit in the live stream week after week. Fucking give us some content, Seldom. I'm calling you out, bitch. Boom. All right. The other Nick comments. I appreciate I can't do this when you.
No, his reaction is fucking gorgeous, dude. It's I wish I could capture that.
It was priceless. I saw that as well, and it was tough and distracting. But I rolled through it until you lost your shit. We'll try this again. The other Nick comments. I appreciated your discussion in the last show regarding games we own but don't play. It was good to hear that I'm not the only one with a stockpile. I would rather sit on mine than take pennies from GameStop and let them make money off them.
Yeah, we've said that in the past, right? Like, I'm the same way. I don't want them to I don't want the $5 or the $10 for my game. It's one of the, believe it or not, main reasons why I go all digital, because then I know, like, whatever, it's mine. I bought it. It's over. It's whether I play it.
No one's going to nickel and dime me.
Yeah, fuck them. Like, I'm going to delete this and never play it again. It's just going to like no longer exist. Yep. Just like my money no longer exists for buying it. And that's okay.
Yep.
Yeah, I totally agree.
$5 isn't worth shit.
No. So it's not worth the time to drive out there to get the $5 to be disappointed by the fact that I'm only getting $5.
And to know after you're driving home, you're like, oh, I know GameStop's reselling this.
Oh, yeah.
They got 40 for it. They only gave me 5. Yep. Fuck
Fuckers
them.
got 40.
Yep. Fuck them.
I think we should both have a campaign where like we start this like global movement where you just go outside of GameStop and you sell your game outside the store to people that are coming in. Like, hey man, they're gonna give it to you for 40, 30 here, 30 right here.
We set up a weekly time every Wednesday at noon. Head to your local GameStop with what you want to sell, and everyone else is going to be there. And boom, just trade on the outside.
Trade with your friends. Maybe even no cash goes hand to hand. Maybe it's just, hey, what do you got?
I got this. Oh, let's trade up. Yeah,
and then the whole time you're just like, what's going on, GameStop?
Right on the fucking curb where they can see outside. That's going to be our movement. We got to figure out how to mobilize this.
Exactly.
Make it national. But yes, that is a great idea, Jay. We're definitely gonna ride with this. We're not gonna make any money off it, obviously, because we have not injected yet another middleman into the system like GameStop. But we're out there to take care of our fans.
It's for the people. Yeah.
Yep, for the peeps. And last but not least, Luther78 comments. You guys nailed it last week by talking about having unplayed games in your collection. I too am a member of this elite group. I keep buying them, but end up sticking with my current game. Which is, I think, what you said.
Warcraft issue. Yep. Yes, right. I buy the game. I want to play it. I have a time commitment. Again, it's a friend issue more than it is even a time commitment issue. I go to where my crew is currently playing whatever it is they're playing. A lot of times we'll all decide, literally as a group, we say, what do we want to do next as a group? And the problem with that is you bring a group along and not everyone's going to love that game. And you're going to lose people along the way. So it's really hard. I want to play these games, but I am a social person when it comes to video games. I want to like smash bosses' faces, but I want to do it with my friends. I don't like single player games and never have. I really got into gaming because of FPSs and things like that, where I was shooting other people in the face. And I want to do that stuff. So it's tough, man. It's like you got to go where your friends are.
I hear you. And the problem is now we have so many friends and they're separated. But that's also the upside of things is our friends are spread across so many games that if you're just like, you know what, I'd like to try GTA. You can go over to GTA right now and you have 10 of your friends that are playing that. And you can find them and play with them.
That's true. I mean, that is true. I guess it's more of those things where when you're going back to games there's a lot of these games where, again, like Guild Wars 2 and things like where they had decent openings, but they didn't really have the market to capture people's things. But then I'm like, will I really go back to this game and try to make friends? No. I don't want to make friends anymore. I got them.
Yep. I got enough. I'm filled up. My friends list is full.
All filled up.
My RL friends list is full.
Yeah, no more friends. Sorry.
Although, new viewers and listeners, you can be my friends.
Yeah, you can be our friends too.
I'll
play with you as well.
Yeah, we'll play you too.
Yeah, it's kind of a bullshit thing. It's like,
we don't have room for strangers.
It's like I don't want to make the effort, but if people want to make the effort and play with me, I'm sure we'll play. Let's do this.
Exactly.
Yeah, sure.
All right. Well, if any of awesome feedback like that, give us a call, 773-527-2961, or email us at podcast@tooldplay.com. And in that, we'll just segue right into site-related news. I've got nothing. Jay, you have any updates on the site this week?
New update. Huge update. So there's a new feature that just got released this is crazy. Almost every week I'm releasing a new feature. So this week is no different. So now if you go to Tool to Play and I used you as my example for H1Z1. Yeah, if you go over there, you'll see yourself posting on something that you actually didn't post. And I just used your account. But there's a new feature on Tool to Play called Looking for Group. It's a tab right at the homepage. You click it. It takes you into a section where you can now list the game. Again, we're tying everything into the games themselves. So this is no different with this feature. You're able to list the game that you're looking to play, as well as the platform you're looking to play it on. The title of the game will show up, as well as your title for whatever your listing is. And then a little description. Maybe you want to play Halo and you're looking for other people to play Halo with. So you can go to the LFG, post the game you're looking to play, that you're looking for whatever you want to do. I don't know, maybe it's PvP, maybe it's PvE and Destiny, who knows. But you're able to essentially have a looking for group section. And it was actually an idea I had earlier for Destiny that I'm porting over to Tool to Play as a whole. So any member of Tool to Play can go. As long as you're a member, it is not accessible to outside people. So if you're not logged in, you won't see anything. But if you are logged in, you have a little app there. We're able to just click a button, a little drop down will show up. You list your game that you're looking to play. In the future, what we're going to do with this feature is, because everything is tied into a game, right? Every single piece of content, including blog posts and forum posts and everything, you'll be able to track it on a game per game basis. So if you're interested in Destiny, you'll subscribe to Destiny the game. If new people enter into LFG, you'll see that posting. If new people post a blog post about Destiny, you'll see the blog post. If people post forum posts, you'll see right? So everything will be tied into the game itself, including looking for groups. So the idea is to create a social structure around the game and not the people, and let the people pick and choose what games that they're into. So that's a new feature. Go over there, check it out. If you're looking for people to play games with, we highly recommend it doing this way. Hopefully in the future, we'll have an app that'll send you notifications for the games where you're looking to play them, and you'll be able to log on and meet those people. But that's the idea, is trying to streamline Tool to Play to be more about the games themselves and let the community decide what they like and don't like. So go over there, check it out. Let me know what you think. Feedback in the forums, feedback in my blog post. You'll check it out. Let me know what you think.
It's right at the top of the homepage. It says LFG. You can't miss it. Yep.
Right.
All right. Well, on that, Jay, why don't we jump on over into what we're playing? Joel, Dude, I Rock, Albert. What have you been playing this week?
Yeah, so this week's been really crazy. I've played like 5 different games, mostly because there's so many coming out. Of course, I played WoW, played Destiny. Those are now my 2, more so on the Destiny side than the WoW side. But I've also played the beta for WildStar, the new version, expansion deal, that free-to-play thing that's coming out. So I got into the beta for that, checked that out. And then Guild Wars 2, because I'm interested in what they're going to be doing this next season with releasing their new expansion. They've now announced that the core game is completely free, which is crazy. It used to be, that was the only thing. And they've never, ever charged for anything. I don't know how they keep in business. I really don't. So they do have, obviously, the free-to-play stuff where they have, their little deal where you can buy some cosmetic things, and that's where they make a lot of their money. I've never done that. But if you want to try out Guild Wars 2 now, completely free base game. Don't need anything. And that's in preparation for, of course, the launch for the new expansion, where you will pay for just the expansion itself, which is, again, an amazing model. You'll pay like the whatever $20 that it costs. I don't know. And you'll get everything else that you already had in the original game. So I've been playing a lot of those games. I'm giving them all a little bit of... I'm trying to find out where I'm going in game. Literally, I'm at a crossroads, people. Yeah. I need to find my way. So
it happens. It happens.
Yeah. What about you? What are you playing?
This week only played Destiny. This week only did Skolas. That have reduced it down to that. So, yeah. Busted Skolas' nut. Called it a Destiny week and no more games. I just got to take a little breather before next week.
I mean, it's right around the corner, right? So
once shit goes insane, actually, it's not next week. It's the week after, right?
Yeah.
And that's when shit's going to go insane, because everybody's going to fucking jack up to 40 so you can do all the fucking extra content.
Yeah, it's gonna be really interesting to see how fast, because I don't do PvE unless it's a raid. So I'll be super interested to see like what is the pacing for a PvP player versus PvE in terms of experience. How long will it take me to get to 40? And maybe it's a good barometer since you play a lot more of the PvE stuff. We'll see where we end up. My game time's a little limited, obviously, so that might play into that role. But it'll be interesting to find out. Can I get to 40 in a week? Is it going to be a week of work? Is it going to be 2 weeks of work? So, yeah, it'll be interesting.
Yes, but I'm definitely looking forward to that. So, all right, Jay, well, on that, why don't we meander on over to the new releases? First new release out this week is a multi-platform release, and it's Metal Gear Solid 5, The Phantom Pain. This is out for the Xbox One, the PS4, the 360, the PS3, and the PC. This is the 11th game and the 5th in the current series of Hideo Kojima's popular Metal Gear series of games. Despite Konami and Kojima breaking up during this release of this game, Kojima nailed it on his swan song. I'll tell you, he went out in style. The game takes what's best about the previous Metal Gear games and improves upon both the gameplay and the mechanics. It looks absolutely stunning on the Xbox One and the PS4 and the PC. The 360 and the PS3, you get what you pay for. You did an upgrade, you deserve something a little shittier looking. But it's been getting phenomenal reviews in the high 9s, some perfect 10s, actually a whole bunch of perfect 10s. And I'd say fans of the series should definitely pick this one up, and it's a no-brainer. I don't know.
Did you buy it or no?
No, I haven't played a Metal Gear game in a while now. It's because for a while it was all like you got to turn on your PlayStation to play them, and I was just like I wasn't gonna have any of that. But
yeah,
so I did not pick it up. But I know like from my just watching my Twitter feed of my friends and Facebook feed of my friends, everybody's playing this. Everybody fucking loves it.
Well, Hit's been playing it for since you got it right away, right, Hit? So like, and from what he's been saying, it's absolutely amazing. I mean, if I was into single player type of stuff, I'd probably go through the story and want to do it. I just know that I'll lose it. After Witcher, I think I'm finally like understanding that I just don't play those games anymore, because Witcher was an amazing game. Like I'm playing it, like this is amazing. I'm disinterested. So like that's like what my brain does. Like I understand why everyone loves this. I'm just going to go watch TV instead. So yeah, I mean, it looks like an amazing game. I played the shit out of. I mean, I was one of the like back in the day. Metal Gear was like one of the games I played.
Oh, the original Metal Gears I fucking loved.
Yeah, so it's got a little piece of my heart. I think maybe eventually, if I have the time to like, if there's a dry spell, I'll go back to it. But generally, when that happens, I don't, because I have something else I'm already playing. But no, it looks amazing. I mean, it looks like an amazing game for sure.
I wouldn't be surprised if 3-6 months from now this becomes one of the PlayStation free games of the month with PSN.
You think so?
Yeah, they've done it before with their premier titles, and
it would be huge for sure if they did that.
They're definitely going to wait. Actually, I'd say 6 months. After 6 months, they've got all the purchases they're going to get, and then you fucking rehook people, because now that Hideo Kojima's out of the way and they have to push the series on themselves, they need to make sure that they have enough people that are interested in the series that are willing to take a chance. So everybody that loved Hideo Kojima was buying it now. So you need to get the people that didn't buy it to get it for free, get hooked on it, and then when they make one without Hideo Kojima, when people the Hideo Kojima fans are gonna be like, "Fuck that! It's not Hideo Kojima. Fuck that! It's not Metal Gear Solid." Then those guys, with them out of the picture, now you got this whole new audience in. So I don't know. I would guess 6 months from now that'll be up there for free. But,
I think you're absolutely fucking crazy. But
all right, we'll put it in the notes. Boom. September 3rd, 2015, in the notes.
Done.
That's going to be forgotten forever.
Absolutely. I've already forgotten. I don't even know what we're talking about. I'm moving on to the next thing. I fucking don't care.
All right. The other new release out this week is also multi-platform release, and it's Mad Max. It's out for the Xbox One, the PS4, and the PC. This is a third-person vehicular combat action-adventure game set in the post-apocalyptic world of Mad Max. But it's not directly tied to any of the films, the new one or the old ones. Despite having vehicular combat, that actually only makes up about 60% of the game. The other 40% is you out there third-personing and kicking ass and doing all that kind of shit. The game looks amazing, and each region in the game has their own unique style and look and feel. Like there's different warlords, and they have their own areas, and that's really well done. It's getting mixed reviews from critics, though, and which is crazy because there's some super high reviews and some down in the 5s, but it's averaging somewhere in the mid to high 7s. I'd say fans of the Mad Max universe, you should still feel justified and pick this up. Just pick it up. Or if you're just looking for something cool, or you just want to add something to your collection that you play a couple times and then never play again, just pick that up also. Add it to that list. The things you won't sell at GameStop.
I was gonna say, the thing that you just want to buy because you just don't like money. Then put that on the list.
Yeah, but I'm definitely not picking it up. But I did love the new movie. The new movie was apeshit awesome. It was like the longest action scene ever. It started 5 minutes in the movie and it didn't end till the end.
It never ended. Yeah. But, no, it looks like actually from what I've heard about the reviews, that they're so mixed. And I think the reason is because I feel, at least, and then this could be just me, but with how well the movie came out, people sort of tied this to the movie. Not that they're the same at all, but like that feeling of like it should be on that level, right? Of like the awesomeness of the movie. And I don't think it was ever going to meet that expectation. And I feel like a lot of the numbers are sort of trending that way because of that fact. But it stands on its own for its own merits as a game. It looks okay. It's not something that I'm interested in playing, so it's hard for me to say. But I think the disparity there is because people are like, this is the best movie ever. We need to have the best video game ever tied to it. And I don't think that was ever going to happen.
No, but you're absolutely right. When you look at the reviews that came in high, it's people that understood that it wasn't connected with the movie and it was an independent thing and it had to be judged by itself. And it was the 5s that you saw in the reviews were like, compared to the movie, this was shit. Like you can't make that comparison.
It's not a fucking movie, guys.
One's a movie, one's a video game. The budgets are different. The entire tech is different, and you got to feel for them because that's why they pick a different story. It wasn't like one of these games that like mirrors or ties into.
And those are always worst. Like, we shouldn't want that. We should want new stories within that universe. That's what the medium is great at doing. It's taking a story that you know and love and not re-vomiting it on your face in your living room. It's something new, a new way to tell a story.
Everybody's complained about that for so long.
I know.
They finally do it and they're just like, fuck that. Why'd they do that?
Give me the movie that I get to play. I want to play the movie. Like, no, Jesus.
No, you can't have it both ways, fuckers.
No, it's terrible.
So that's the problem with professional reviewers. All right, Jay. Well, on that, why don't we hammer into gaming news? First story.
So sales of the Atari games from the exhumed that were exhumed from New Mexico, if you guys remember that really long story in the documentary that followed, have actually exceeded $100,000 in sales since they've all been sold. And I think there's a few that are still out there too. So I don't know if that's like a total amount or how that works. Personal collections and all that other stuff. But around 18 months from the discovery of the Atari 2600 copies from the infamous E.T. the Extraterrestrial in Alamogordo, New Mexico landfill, it's been revealed how much money has been made via the sales of these items once they were unearthed. So the Daily News reports that proceeds from Atari's dig sale on eBay came to around $107,000, $107,930.15 to be exact. There's 297 we're still holding in an archive. Okay, so here we go. That will sell at a later date when we decide what to do with them. Joe Lewandowski of the Telerusso Banzel Historical Society, Jesus, that's a mouthful, told the paper, quote, I might sell those if a second movie comes out. That's a good idea. But for now, we're just holding on to them. The film company got 100 games, 23 went to museums, and we had 881 that we actually sold. They were sold in 45 states and 14 countries, which is pretty insane. The most lucrative 2600 cartridge of E.T., the Extraterrestrial, is in its original box, and it was sold on eBay for $1,535, although there were many other games available, including Asteroids, Missile Command, Warlords, Defender, Star Raiders, Sword Quest, Phoenix, Centipede, and Super Breakout. Well, those are all awesome games, by the way. A section in the Alamogordo landfill, long rumored to contain copies of E.T. the Extraterrestrial, buried during the 1983 North American video game industry crash, was, of course, excavated for the documentary Atari Game Over in April of last year. I watched the documentary. It was actually really kind of a cool thing to watch. It was actually a cool sort of live event thing that happened. I thought it was really interesting. But did you ever think it was going to sell for this much? I mean, I know it's 800. It's not like one sale of one copy, but did you think it was going to reach the 100K? Or did you think it was going to go more?
That is so far out of the realm that I thought it was going to go. Yes, I knew that people wanted them, but to sell 800 copies, that's averaging more than $1,000 a copy. That's fucked up. And that wasn't just copies of ET. That was copies of Atari, of Centipede and Atari. Like the Atari versions of all these games that were really good in the arcade that kind of sucked on the Atari. Because I had all these when I was a kid.
Yeah, totally, right.
And I still have them. They're not new in box, but I still have all those games. And I had no idea that it was going to sell for this much. And the fact that they held back, 200 of them.
That's the smart move.
Yep. That's like,
that's the smart move.
Supplies dried up. No more cocaine
demand.
for you guys. And you're like, wait a second, I got the new Coke here. Want to bump? Yeah,
I mean,
and you were like,
and he's on the right track too. Like if a movie comes out, I think the price of that will absolutely just skyrocket. I think that's when the value is really gonna. It has to be within the zeitgeist of everyone's minds at the time for it to really. And again, it's like going on the hype of the documentary and how successful the documentary was, and how how many people watched that. Definitely drove up the price on eBay. And I think, again, if another thing comes in media-wise that really gets people remembering their childhood and getting into the ET space again, I think you'll see even crazier.
Yeah, it could be any trajectory, too. It could be another one of these documentaries. It could be something like, who knows, maybe a new ET movie. No one ever
that's the thing, is the movie.
Or you do something like a Ready Player One that has all that fucking 80s nostalgia built into it, and you fucking bust some ET reference in the Ready Player One, the movie, and who knows?
Yeah. So it's cool. I mean, it's nice to know that games now are sort of reaching that level where their art and because they hold value in terms of the memories that people have had with them, and that they now can sort of, because it's always that idea like you buy a game and it's a piece of art in that way, but it's limited in its lifespan. It's more like a car. You drive it off the lot, you've lost 10 grand as soon as you hit the accelerator. It's the same thing. As soon as you download a game, it's sort of consumed and then thrown away, which is the sad part about gaming, because people pour their lives into the shit, obviously. So it's cool to see the value sort of rising on the back end now that we're so far out from where we started in games. I think it's cool.
No, I think it's super cool, and I can't wait to see what happens with those other copies in the future. And we will cover them here.
We will.
On Still Got Game News.
We will. All right, next story. So PlayStation 4 is jumping on the YouTube gaming bandwagon. This is a good move by them, by the way. So believe it or not, the PlayStation 4 is 2 years old almost, which is crazy to think. To celebrate, Sony is rolling out its dashboard preview program, what we spoke about last week on the show. And from the looks of it, the firmware version 3.0 is positively massive and rifled with some huge changes for the console. So starting from the top, online storage has been increased from the tiny 1 gig to 10 gigs, which is nice, which should make it a ton easier to access all of your game saves wherever you are, because 1 gig was kind of ridiculous, especially if you're any sort of hardcore gamer. With the advent, of course, of YouTube gaming comes the ability to live stream from the Sony game console to the Google's wing of obviously their new gaming franchise stuff. Much like you could already do with the built-in Twitch functionality, which Xbox currently also has. On top of the existing screenshot sharing, you can now share video clips through Twitter and other things like that, social media. But they're only 10 seconds, which I always think that even 30 seconds isn't enough. So 10 seems a little weird. It's like maybe you capture
one Vine thing.
Yeah, it's like I don't know. It seems a little low. Sony's VP of Platform Marketing, John Kohler, says that folks selected for the beta program will see the new tweaks very soon, and warns that some of what's listed here might not actually be in the update's final version, which makes sense. They have their release dates they're trying to hit. So these releases, codename Kenshin, rough translation, dedication, packs quite a few more features, and you of course can go check those out on PlayStation's blog. So I don't know. It's pretty cool. Yeah, I think the request to watch stuff is going to be cool. I didn't actually forgot to mention that stuff, but the request to watch stuff from friends, I think, is a good idea.
Yeah, you see a friend playing the game, you can be like, "Hey, stream that," and
right.
And they get a little notification, so-and-so wants you to stream your game. And you can be like, I wasn't going to do it, but I might as well. And you can just quickly fire up your stream. And that's just another way to get people streaming. Like, some nights I forget to start my stream. And if somebody was like, hey, stream that, I'd be like, oh, yeah, I forgot to start it. Boom, done. So
I don't know. What do you think overall, though, like in terms of the competition with Xbox One? I've always thought Xbox One has more features, I should say.
They're still missing so much. They're missing all of the DLNA features still. Yeah. I would have thought in the 3.0 release, you can't be 2 years in and not be on feature parity with the PS3 for DLNA, and they are still not there. Like you can.
And it's weird from a 3.0 perspective. Like, I don't know. That seems, and I think we're a different audience. It's so hard because I always talk to people about that. There's no DLNA. And they're like, I don't even know what that is. I use it every single day. Every single day, I use it. I stream to, so my Xbox One is legitimately my media center, and any content I have on my PC streams to my living room, movies, whatever, everything goes, to the Xbox One in the living room. I wouldn't be mad if it wasn't already a feature in the PS3. And it's to me an easy feature. My smart TV has DLNA, right?
It's every other device has it. Like you can the fucking Ouya has it.
Ouya has it, right?
that's the point.
My
right
tiny little Google Chrome, as well as my other Amazon's Fire Stick, also have it. They're this fucking big, right? They're USB sticks. To me, it's a no-brainer. I think these features are amazing, and I think they're at least lifting up the level of power that the PS3 has outside of gaming. But it's just a little.
It's still missing stuff, but it's nice to see them embracing YouTube gaming right out of the gate.
That's it, yeah. And currently, Xbox doesn't have that. So there you go. I have something. Yep. So this one's awesome because it's fucking Star Wars and because it's Battlefront. So Star Wars Battlefront's multiplayer beta launches early next month. Yes! Can't wait. Hope it doesn't suck. One of the most exciting things about Star Wars Battlefront is, of course, multiplayer mode, which everyone loves, which features massive space battles where you can pilot iconic ships like the Millennium Falcon and, of course, turn into your most favorite villain and or hero and beat the shit out of someone with a lightsaber. It's awesome. You'll be able to experience the madness for yourself before the game launches in November. A multiplayer beta for the game is coming for the PS4, PC, and Xbox One in October. Unfortunately, there's no specific date for when it will launch, but EA has told VentureBeat that the beta will be open to all comers, this is great, on every platform the game is coming to. This is a great thing. This means every single platform will get to test the game before it comes out. Hopefully, we've talked about this in the past, that beta information gets back to them and they make whatever changes they need to. It will also come in, 2 missions. The 40-player Walker Assault on Hoth, which is insane, which includes Luke Skywalker and Darth Vader as the playable characters. If you've seen some of the screenshots and videos of that, you basically get a power-up where you become them and then you just like kick shit out of people, which is awesome. So that's going to be one piece. And survival mission on Tatooine, where 2 rebels try to fight their way through waves of Imperial forces. Horde mode. There's also a new mode called Drop Zone, but there are no details on what that actually might be, which is probably a good thing. We don't know much else about the beta, unfortunately, because they're being pretty tight-lipped, which makes sense. Though EA promises more details in the weeks ahead. The full experience will be available November 17th. I was going to ask you if you're excited, but I mean...
Yeah, this says it all right here, right? Yeah, I'm fucking pumped. I can't wait for this game. It is the holy grail of Star Wars games. I remember when I first saw this, I think it was 2 E3s ago, and it's when we only had one EA press invite, and I went to the briefing, and they showed what they called pre-alpha, and it said at the bottom of the screen, pre-alpha. I've never seen anyone write that. Alpha footage, and it was still the best Star Wars game.
Yeah, it looked amazing. I mean, we were like, wait, this is done, right? Because it looks done.
Yeah, they were showing like the speeder bikes on Endor, and I was like, fucking take all my money now. It's insane. And I just can't wait for this. And the multiplayer obviously is a different part of this. Like, I as much as I'm not a single player guy, I still can't wait to play through a Star Wars single player campaign, as well as play the multiplayer part of this. And
my fear is always, and I think it's a real fear, which is that, again, this is Battlefield's engine, right? And my fear is that, again, it's going to end up as a skinned version of Battlefield. Like, I pray that's not the case. And they've said there's a lot of different features.
They've said that that's what they're not trying to do. They don't want it to be.
They don't want that to, and I'm hoping they hit the mark. But I will say, when you look at the game and you see how it plays, it does, because it's Frostbite engine. I guess they can't really get away with that. That's just the way the engine's built. That's how they build their games. So there's a lot of similarities there, a lot. Mm-hmm. But that's not to say that's a bad thing. Battlefield's a great game. Well, it got to be a great game after a lot of fixes. And the upshot to that is the failure has already happened on that side of things. So we're hoping that this won't carry over. That's my only fear, but it already does look like a very good game.
Yeah, these 40-player battles, 40 players,
40 players.
Battlefront. That's insane. I can't fucking wait.
That's going to be great. It's good stuff. Good stuff.
All
right, next story. Cult classic Deadly Premonition gets deluxe PS3 box set. I don't know if anyone cares about this. I'm going to put
that's why it's here.
That's why it's here.
What the fuck story?
It's a what the fuck story. Deadly Premonition might not be a good game, technically speaking, but it's wormed its way into the hearts of very passionate cult following. So with that in mind, the seemingly years late collector's edition of the eccentric Japanese developer Hidetaka Suiri Shwushiro. Jesus, thank God.
You nailed that, bro.
That is just brutal to even think about in my brain. For the PS3, fits with the game's weirdness, of course, is packed to the gills with goodies for fans. Who are these fans, by the way? Custom deck of playing cards? Check. 30-page hardcover book for art? Check. Present and accounted for. There's, of course, a soundtrack packed into the pretty swanky collector's box, the game's director's cut, and a downloadable code for additional content so you can while away.
Yeah, that's the thing. While away.
Okay.
Like I while away my days while listening to classical music and smoke joints. Yes.
So you can while away for a few more hours with Special Agent York in this and I would totally agree with this, Twin Peaks Pacific Northwest 2. So the Deadly Premonition Director's Cut Classified Edition will run you about $50, which is actually pretty cheap for a collector's edition, I guess. And it releases November 24th.
I don't care how cheap this is. It's a PlayStation 3 game coming out 2 years into PlayStation 4.
Pointless.
And it's coming out as it's already been out. They're not doing a graphical rehaul. This game came out.
Yeah, that's the weird part.
The game came out in 2010, and they're just releasing it now in 2015 in a collector's edition. This is insane. Like, Are there really, like, I know they said, what was the hearts of a passionate cult following. Does a passionate cult following really warrant like some super special edition? But like, if they were already a cult following, they already own the PS3. Are they going to shell out another $50 to buy a collector's edition for their last gen console? That's crazy talk, right?
I don't. And is the following large enough to even warrant I mean, that's my big thing. Like, are people asking for this? Am I missing something? Is there another version of the game that's coming out, and that's what this is? Is like, it's the way I feel about Gears of War. Like, I mean, this is a little bit of a sidebar, but the new Gears of War, I mean, we know it's coming. I think this collector's edition but again, at least it's like they revamped the shit out of it. So it is like a new version of the old game. So don't get me wrong. But maybe they're like making a new version of the game and this is like a pre-hype deal. I don't know.
But if you're going to do that, then put it out on the PS4. Be like, here's the collector's edition for the PS4. Even if you don't bump the graphics, there's like, it's the game you loved on the PS3. This is like literally for last gen people. Like, I don't understand this at all. I
can't think of a reason. I'm literally trying to think of, I'm like, what would be and this is the only reason is it's a cash grab for whatever, maybe developers trying to make a little bit more money, but like even as a distributor, even as Sony, like why even put this on this? I don't even know the value there for that.
There's so much risk. Like you have to make these collector's editions that have these the hardcover book. You have the decks of cards. You have a soundtrack in there. Like now you've put all this stuff in a box and you had to speculate how many super fans are going to buy this thing for the last gen console. And if you don't sell those, these are sitting on some shelf somewhere and they're not going to sell for 50. They're not going to sell for 30. Like maybe they'll sell for 15 at some point to the rest of the audience. But even then it's a tough sell. Like I don't understand this at all. This is a marketing person that was super high. Maybe the marketing guy, the head of marketing was like, I fucking love Deadly Premonition. You know what we need? It's a fucking box set of that shit, bro. Yeah.
I feel like this is going into a desert somewhere and only to be dug out. It's 40 years later. This is a landfill. This is he saw the news before this about how much that shit sold for, and this is a personal investment in the next 30 years.
Yeah, he took a couple hundred of them, put them in his own basement. He's like, they unleash the landfill. I'm going to take them all out and fucking make bank. Yeah, it's fucked up.
That's the plan here. Yes. Derek, what do you think about the story?
Jay, this story has me saying, what the fuck? And on that, why don't we hop on over to the mailbag and voicemails? Altius asks, with the PlayStation 4 now adding support for YouTube gaming and its 3.0 firmware, do you think Microsoft will follow suit and offer it as another streaming option for Xbox One?
Yes.
I would say yes, but I also question what kind of deal Microsoft had to make with Twitch to begin with. Because if you remember, Sony's Twitch experience out of the gate was really shitty. It was a straight to stream, no archiving version of Twitch streaming, whereas Xbox came out full featured, full search. I don't know what kind of deal Microsoft had to make with it. It could be like Twitch streamers now, where if you're a Twitch partner, you cannot stream on YouTube gaming. That's it's in your partner agreement. You scroll down to like page 20 of your partner agreement. It says that monetizing your live video is exclusive to Twitch. You cannot stream to YouTube gaming. And I don't know if Microsoft has that same sort of deal in place. I just don't.
Yeah, that's a good question. I mean,
I would like to see it there. I think the more the better. But
ultimately, my big thing is, when I say yes, I don't know when, but it will be. They're not going to have a partnership for forever. There's a contract with anything like that. To me, it's like a no-brainer. Like Microsoft is really good at it. I think one of the things it does really well is partnerships outside of gaming, like even outside. Like as a company, they're actually pretty good about those things. Yep. I would foresee you seeing it sooner rather than later. Like within a year. But I mean, I could be wrong. The thing is, they could be so successful with Twitch, they don't feel a need to do that. There's really no reason for them to back it because it's unproven. Like we know that obviously Google has a shit ton of money. They do streaming very well before gaming streaming, live streaming. Their product is a lot better. I'll even say that right now in terms of streaming. It's really quality. So there is that, but it's still unproven that people are going to want to switch over. Everyone is very used to Twitch's brand. All the top streamers are still on Twitch. We don't know if people are going to, if there's going to be enough to even warrant having that as a service. So maybe it's just a wait and see period for them. Yeah,
it's
why back it right now?
It's like we talked about last week. It's whatever, because all these other popular Twitch streamers that have partnership deals, they all have that same clause in them. So in order for YouTube to get them over, they really have to make them some fantastic profit sharing deals. Yeah. And if they do, well, then that's the point where now you've got all these popular streamers over there. And if that's where the pendulum is swaying, then maybe Microsoft has to step up. But maybe they just had some kind of contract from Xbox Live launch. We're coming up on 2 years. So maybe it was a 1 year exclusive. Because if you remember, PlayStation 4 was just Ustream out of the gate when they're at their announcement. Right. Microsoft announced Twitch streaming. Then just before launch, Sony jammed in the Twitch stuff, but not to the same extent. And maybe that was because of a deal. Maybe that was just because they could only get that in at the time. But whatever way Microsoft got in early, they obviously had some kind of deal. So we'll see what happens either when that expires or when the marketplace changes.
And I think we said this last week, but it's ultimately good for gamers because if you know anything about YouTube, you'll know that because they're so large and they are literally the only player on the block. I mean, there are other versions that you can, but you'll never get to the level of YouTube at this point. There's market saturation. It's complete. But they're notoriously shitty about the way they treat their content people and notoriously bad in terms of like the profit sharing. It's quite low. You have to be, a mega star on YouTube to really get the money that I think you deserve. So with that respect, maybe this changes their dynamic just across YouTube in general with the streaming and how they treat their content providers. If they want to bring content providers over, they really have to show them a reason to, and that's going to obviously convert to money. So we'll see. I mean, it'll be interesting to see if that really enacts some change over on YouTube's side and how they handle content creation over there. So I don't know. It's a great question as always. Love it.
Altius, pro as fuck, bro. Pro as fuck. If any of you have awesome shit to contribute to the show like Altius, give us a call, 773-527-2961. Email us at podcast@tooltoplay.com. You can also comment in this episode's thread on the Tool to Play homepage. And sponsors! Remember, by supporting our sponsors, you help support Still Got Game. Now, podcast listeners, like last week, you'll get the pro recordings here. But live audience, we have two sponsors, ThinkGeek and the Craft Beer Club. If you're going to buy anything from ThinkGeek, go to tooltoplay.com/geek before you buy. Just please do that. It helps us out, and you have no disadvantage of doing that. tooltoplay.com/geek. Buy all your ThinkGeek stuff there. If you're going to get yourself a super awesome craft beer subscription or someone else as a gift, go to tooltoplay.com/beer and buy it from there. And that helps us out. It helps out the show, helps us out, and it's really what you're asking of you. So just do that up, and we're not going to give you the full 5 minutes of commercials here, but just do it up. tooltoplay.com/geek, tooltoplay.com/beer. And if you'd like to sponsor us, email us, podcast@tooltoplay.com. Give us a call, 773-527-2961. Tell us what you want to sell. We'll tell you what you're going to pay us. We'll sell it. You pay us. Boom. Done. Twitter us up. You can find everything Tool to Play related at twitter.com/tool-to-play. Everything podcast related at twitter.com/still_got_game. I, king of the fucking internet, got of everything that's fucking holy. I'm at twitter.com/Derek Nolan.
And of course, you can find me at twitter.com/dudeIrock.
Facebook the fuck out of us. Facebook.com/tool-to-play. Facebook.com/Derek Nolan.
Facebook.com/dudeIrock.
We have a YouTube channel. That's at youtube.com/tool-to-play. It is the place to find all of Tool to Play's archived video content, whether it's shows like this, whether it's shows that are temporarily on hiatus, like Hits Motherfucking Hits. It's our one-off shows, like Tiff's opinion show or whatever else. It all shows up on our YouTube channel. So go there, subscribe, costs you nothing, and enjoy what you watch. It's literally your way to catch up on all the episodes. If you're a podcast listener that just switched over to watching us on Twitch, you can go pick up all our back episodes there. Just watch them on video. They're so much more entertaining for the most part. It would actually be much more entertaining if you could also see Hit when he's laying back and he's fucking got his belly out and he's hammering on his fucking vape. But you can't see that in our video version. But if you could, it would be super entertaining. And Hit's looking so confused right now. Please rate and review us on iTunes. We need some 5-star reviews. Give us 5 stars. And if you are so inclined, and I totally spaced tonight that I was going to read some of our fantastic YouTube, fucking iTunes comments. Just give us a comment next time, 2 weeks from now when we're back on the show, because we're off next week. Jay's gone on vacation. I'm at the Patriots season opener. But yeah, definitely leave a comment in there, and we will read some of our best recent comments on the show. And at some point, we'll start giving out prizes for the best comments. So if you can come up with something witty and creative and awesome, and it's accompanied with a 5-star review, hey, you have a chance to win a prize. That's all there is to it. We also have our Twitch channel, twitch.tv/tooledtoplay. That is where we broadcast live all the fucking time. 90% of the time, I'll say it's Hit. Hit is our best broadcaster of all. He is Mr. Twitch. He is on there all the time. Sometimes he's on his fake channel, watch Terran Games. He does his thing. He's like an 80% team player. But if he was a 100% team player and he was always on the Tools Play channel, that is where you would find Hit all the time. Sometimes he has other, he's doing this little side project. He's got like a side bitch on the side, his Guma. But sometimes he's with his wife here on Tool to Play. And that is where you can get all of our live video content. And, sometimes I'm on there, sometimes Jay's on there. You never know who's going to be on streaming. But like I said, 80% of the time it's Hit. But there's always going to be content there you want. So, and there's shows like this. This is where Still Got Game broadcasts every week. This is where Thick and Thin with LB Duty and Hit broadcasts every week. You can get all of our live shows there, live at the time. We have the chat. You can be involved in the show. You can provide feedback during. Our chat has been blowing up tonight. And when I'm talking, Jay's answering. When Jay's talking, I'm answering. We're always in there. Hit is always answering. And that's all he does. He just types in chat nonstop. He's barely producing the show, but still at an exceptionally high level of production. So I don't know how he pulls it off because he's also more baked than anyone you've ever seen. But he's pulling this off just fucking real time live. He is pro as fuck. And Jay is giving the thumbs up also. He's giving the fist bumps. That's all I can say about Hit. But that is where this is the only place where you get this live content. And so if you want to follow us, there's a follow thing down at the bottom of the screen here. Follow us on Twitch. But more importantly, there's a subscribe button down there. It's somewhere, I don't know whether it's left or right. I never remember this, but the subscribe button costs you almost nothing. And that is where you can directly give back to this show and to the channel. So if you like the content we do here, if it means anything at all to you, it's costs you less than a fucking Starbucks. Just go down there, click subscribe, and just throw a little something back at us. It's literally skip one coffee this week and you've supported the show. Whew. That was an invigorating sales pitch. But I guess we'll wrap this up by saying join us each and every Thursday night, live 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific, twitch.tv Tool to Play. Just go there, join us every week, and join in that chat that I just talked about. And on that, Jay, why don't we wrap this awesome episode up? I am Derek D. Smooth Nolan.
I am Joel Dude I Rock Albert.
We'll see you in 2 weeks.